thanks for. So we'll wait for everyone to log in, but it will take a little time.
It's funny when people start live videos because people don't join like right away.
No,
so
it
just,
takes
like,
a little
start
time.
talking and then people miss
Half
the
of
beginning.
Yeah, I know. I agree. So hopefully people are. Hi, Renee. We're waiting for everyone to join in. I know it looks like we're 6 feet apart, but we have really long arms. Cheers.
Those are cute. Oh, Guns N' Roses? Are they a little song?
Mm-hmm. Album covers.
Oh my god.
So you know whose is whose.
Those are awesome.
And I gave you the bubble glass, and so we know which one's which.
Oh, okay.
So I don't
Nice lens.
accidentally COVID you if I have it. Hi, Farah. What's up? We're just kind of waiting for everyone to join. This time I am at my pool on my back porch. And this is my friend Lindsay. She's a fellow wine lover, and she also is in the wine industry a little bit. She works at a local wine bar, Grand Vin.
Yep, on Duval Street.
On Duval Street. So, hi, Mom. Mom, I put makeup on for you. You're welcome. She was upset last time that I looked terrible.
I haven't worn makeup in a month and a half.
I know. I'm like, how do I
what
put
is
this on?
What is this stuff on my face?
What is this stuff? I can't wait to get it off later. We're going to go for a bike ride after this. So, anyway, so there's a couple of you with us, so we're going to go ahead and start. So today I'm going to do 2 wines. Last time we just did one, and I had people tell me that I didn't go long enough. So I guess you want to listen to me talk about wine. I will. Today we're going to do a champagne. Well, it's actually not a champagne. It's a sparkling wine from France. And thanks, Farah. I don't ever look terrible. You're sweet. I can definitely look terrible when I want to. So to do we're going to savor the champagne bottle, and Lindsay's going to learn today. This is my saber that is it's actually from the Champagne region of France. My wine teacher, who's a master sommelier, Randa Warren, she taught me how to saber, and she bought these and sold them to us. I've had this thing for like 15 years.
Oh my God.
So usually I have a lot of wine in me before I do this. It makes it a little more fun, but way more dangerous. So
I'm glad you told me.
You're welcome. Drink your wine. So, first of all, you're going to want to chill the wine in a wine cooler. So this has been sitting in the wine cooler no less than 10 minutes. It needs to be ice cold. And the reason is the glass rarely can shatter. So the colder it is, the quicker the cut, the cleaner the cut. So Lindsay's super brave. She does have health insurance. I have a car. If anything happens, we'll be fine. So what we're going to do is take off the foil to start. You're going to leave the cage on. So I'm going to take off the foil, just completely rip off the foil. And I see my friend Sherry. My friend Sherry's kind of my moderator tonight. And today I'm raising money actually just really for me, and to share a portion of my profits today for my community, for any family in Key West that's in need. I'm going to share a portion of what I make today. I am jobless and you know, like the rest of us, waiting on unemployment that may or may not ever show up. So anyway, here we go. Foil off of the wine bottle. I also dried it off so she has a nice grip. Today we're drinking Francois Montand, and it is from southeast France. So I'll tell you all about this wine after we savor it. So she's ready. I'm gonna give her this, and we're gonna go stand at a safe area where there's not windows directly in front of us, because I don't have money to pay for a new window. All right, here we go, guys. Are you ready? Hi, Julie. Okay, I'm turning the camera around. All right, so Lindsay, if you want to stand by the umbrella. And so you're going to want to use a swift, fast motion with the saber flat against the bottle. Yep, you got it. And then you want to hold it out a little bit away from your body. Yep, just like that. And just run it flat. Did you find Yeah, you're going to want to find the seam of the bottle. So, do you see it?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So you just want to run it flat along the seam, and the glass is going to pop off. The cork is going to pop with the cage and some of the glass. And it will make a little bit of a mess, but she's got this. You ready, Linz? Go for it. Just go nice and fast. You got it. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, hold the bottle up a little bit. I'm going to put this camera down for a second and see if I can help out. If everybody can still see, I hope. Let me look. Yeah, okay, perfect. So, here we go. We're going to go like this. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to turn it around a little bit so you guys. You want me to do it? There we go. All right, cheers, everyone.
Where's the cork?
We'll find the cork later. It's
That's
fine.
awesome.
We do have children over here, so to be careful. So, that is how we saber. And I'm gonna put us all back to where we were. And if you want to pour that, Lindsay, you can for us. So
I have a question.
yeah, go for it.
Do you worry about glass in the bottle?
You don't worry. Lindsay asked a really good question. She said, do we worry about glass in the bottle? And the answer is really no. What happens is the pressure from the bubbles itself is pushing everything away from that bottle, and it is going to explode outward. And this is something that Napoleon used to do after all of his battles. He would keep a bottle of champagne in his saddlebag, and then he would, at the end of a battle, whether he won or lost, he would pop that cork with his knife, and he would just drink straight from the bottle. But COVID, so we're not doing that. So
Still shaking.
she's shaking. Oh, you're a good sport. Thank you for
I want to do it
participating.
again and actually do it.
I know. Well, okay, so next time we do Wine Wednesday, you can come over. Maybe that's how we start every Wine Wednesday. How is this? Delicious, right?
Excellent. Yeah.
So this bubble is, like I said, it's Francois Montand. Oh, here's the top of the bottle, guys. So that's what it looks like after you saber. It's just a super clean cut. Sherry has a saddlebags. So Francois Montand, this is method traditional. So what that means is they are using the method from Champagne region to make this wine. They are, what that means is it goes in a cuvee, which is a barrel, and it's going to sit in there to make the base, the fermented wine, the base. And then they're going to put it into bottles, their wine into bottles, and add a triage. The triage is the yeast that makes the bubbles, and they're going to leave that in there for 9 to 10 months in the bottle, and they're going to be put into a riddling rack. And that looks like almost like a domino board, and it's just like bottle after bottle, and it's at an angle, and every so few months they twist it, and that moves the yeast around, and then that's called riddling. And then at the end, before they're ready to bottle it in the bottle or bottle it for it to age in the bottle for the final, they're going to add a level of sweetness to it, and that's called a dosage. So this one is a Brut. It is not very sweet, right?
Yeah.
It's a nice little rosé. Francois Montand, I like saying his name. I know I say my French is embarrassing. I know.
Mine's the worst. Like, I never want to pronounce the balls.
No, it's...
But then when you say it, it doesn't matter, because the people who don't want to say it, they're like, wow, you sound like
You
You've been living in, how long have you lived in France? You know?
Yeah. Right? No, not at all. Not for me. Everyone makes fun of me. I went to Champagne region with a really good friend of mine, like, I don't know, 7 years ago. And his mom's French and his mom's Brazilian and his dad's French.
Oh,
My mom's
wow.
best friend's son. And he asked me to stop talking.
Oh my god.
He's like, will you stop trying? I was like, oh, okay. So I did. It's that bad. So Francois Montand, I'm going to say it a million times just for him. He grew up in the Champagne region from a winemaking family. And whenever he came of age to start making wine, he bought land south of the Champagne region. It's called Jura. And he started his own winery and own vineyards.
Oh, wow.
And this is a product of his. And so Jura, it is limestone. The varietals are black Grenache and Cinsault. Those are right. Cinsault's it's a white varietal. So the black Grenache is giving the color. The Cinsault, the two together, is the flavor that you're getting.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Really refreshing.
So last time we talked about your palate. We'll just go over that really quick again so that people understand what the palate is. The tip of the tongue detects sweetness. So let's go ahead and stick our tongue in this wine and see how sweet it is. What do you think?
Well, it's interesting because I've never done that before.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it's that sweet.
Right. It's not sweet
like
at all.
a 2. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect answer, because wine, it's gonna go, this is like second to last on the dry, so super sweet would be 10 times as sweet as this. So yeah, so very good, Lindsay.
So will they have sweet rosés? Because when I think sweet, I think Moscato or something of that nature, but
Right.
not so much with a rosé because I feel like
They're usually Bruts.
yeah.
So the sweetness is coming from not the grape itself, like the Moscato. It's coming from the dosage at the end.
Right.
So
Okay.
the dosage is this like liqueur that they're adding to the bottle right before they put the final cork in the cage on,
Okay.
right? So that dose of sugar is what gives the level that they're trying to make.
I'm gonna start using that word, dosage. I'm
Your
just
dosage.
putting a dosage.
A little dosage. So again, I am selling my Kinky wine rubbers on Amazon. I'll give a quick pop to Kinky. So this is my invention. It's called the Kinky wine rubber. It is a silicone device that goes between the cork and the bottle. It creates an airtight seal so that your wine stays fresh longer. It's also super grippable, so that whenever you go to pull that cork back out, this wine's been in my refrigerator for a week, and it is just as fresh as it was on the day that I opened it. I use this bottle for cooking, but because I don't really like this wine, it's okay. But anyway, so the Kinky gives you that nice airtight seal. It also is great for if you're drinking outside like we are today. You can top your glass with it, and it acts as a bottle coaster. Thanks. I love that you love my Kinkies, Patty. And then you can also use it like on your table so you don't ruin your countertop with the wine. And another feature that it also sits around the neck of a bottle, so it's a nice little gift. It's $12.99. You get 2 in a bag. And the last and final feature is it helps you open twist caps because it's really grippable, because sometimes those twist caps are stubborn. So this is our next wine that we're going to talk about in a second. But as far as the Francois Montand, my really good friend Lola Palazzo, which all my Tulsa girls know Lola.
What a great name.
Yeah, right? Susie Baker. She also introduced me to the Francois Montand. She bought it, I don't know, maybe like 15 years ago, and we started drinking it, and back in the day it was only like $10, and we just thought, oh, what a great deal. And now the bottle's, it's only $15, and I think it's a delicious little bubble that is great for Sunday brunch. It goes well. We made a little cheese board today
That one's good.
with the blue cheese. Yeah.
I love blue cheese.
I
Not
do
many
too.
people like
that like it.
Yeah.
I love lychee cheese too. So, does anyone online have any questions about the Francois Montand? I'm going to move this down. Hi, Don. How are you, Don? So, the nose on this wine, let's go ahead and give it a sniff.
Smells really good.
Yeah, it does, right? What fruits do you smell? Or
Do you, I was going to say, do you keep your mouth, at the wine expo I was told, someone said, open your mouth when you sniff the wine.
Correct.
And then
You want to try to keep your mouth open whenever you smell the wine. Putting your tongue on the roof of your mouth is the easiest way to keep your mouth open to take a sniff. It's not the easiest thing to do. And champagne's a lot harder to smell than any other wine because you have yeast on there. It's a smaller opening to the glass. So the nose on this, I would say like some cranberry.
Oh yeah, I can definitely. I feel this is like one of the things I'm least good at with wine is the smell because isn't it like you need to get accustomed.
Yeah, you definitely develop
the
ability to pick things out. It's also, people get so specific with it. We all have different palates and we have different noses and we smell and taste things differently. So I don't really believe that there's a wrong answer. It's just, what do you feel? Like, how does it smell like a little bit of yeast to you? Like a little bit of fresh bread?
Yep, I smell yeast. I almost felt like I smelled honey or something.
Yeah, like some honeysuckle.
Honeysuckle, yeah. Actually, that's exactly what I smelled, though.
Yeah, that's a really good answer.
Yeah.
And then what are you about at the taste? So like on your palate, we already talked about the tip of the tongue being sweetness. The top of the tongue is going to be tannins. The tannins are going to, where do you get it locally, Evo? You can get this at Fausto's, and I bought this one in Marathon at the liquor store there, but I have seen Francois at Publix, but Fausto's is one of the best places to get it. Winebow is the vendor for this, for Key West locals, and so the top of the tongue again is tannin, and that's really more for reds. Some whites can show a tiny bit of tannin, but 90% of the time it's not. Yeah. The side of your mouth is going to detect acidity. So acidity is that pucker, like the lemony. So how acidic would you rate this?
You said the sides of your mouth? Maybe like a 4.
Yeah, like medium low, right?
Yeah.
In wine, you rate it low, medium, medium high, high.
Medium low. Okay.
It's not a Sauvignon Blanc by any means. It's not like I just ate a lemon. Especially in New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. It's more of, hi Eddie, my work friends are here. Hi Shaka, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I know he just had a birthday a few days ago. And so then the back of the throat is going to detect alcohol content. So how much does this burn after you swallow it? It's not.
No, it doesn't really have that.
So the alcohol percentage for whites, anywhere from 5 to 7 for sweet wines, and then around 11 to 12 for higher. Hi Brett, I owe you a phone call. So 11% is this wine. It's medium, normal on the alcohol for a champagne, and the alcohol content is also another trick to help you understand how sweet a wine is going to be. So like, let's say you're shopping for a champagne and you can't remember, is Brut what makes it, is that sweet or is that not sweet? I can't remember. So look at the alcohol content. The sweeter it is, the lower the alcohol is going to be.
Okay.
So this one's 11%, so you know it's not going to be sweet.
And does that have anything to do with the fermentation, how long the wine's fermented for, or?
I would say no. I would say, and that's a good question that I don't know I have the perfect answer to. It's going to be how much sugar, how long did those grapes produce sugar, and how much alcohol are they allowing that,
Okay.
how long are they letting it
So that's
ferment?
controlled.
Yeah, it is controlled for sure. So the dosage how much dosage are you putting in there. I mean, you know, a normal dosage for a bottle like this, the champagne's going to stop here, the dosage is going to be here. Probably for something sweeter, it's going to have more dosage, so it's going to keep lowering that. So, so that's your answer. Okay. My brother likes it when I read the back of the bottle, so I'm going to read the back of the Francois Montand. So it says, the sparkling rosé has wonderful pink color, brilliant reflects, lively and refreshing on the palate, impressive with delicate hints of red berry fruits, nice bubbles, served very cold, between 41 and 45 degrees. So 45 to 55 degrees for your whites. For champagne, I definitely think colder is a little bit better. Now for some of my whites, like a nice Chardonnay, I like it a little bit warmer.
Do you?
I do. I don't like it ice cold. Coldness hides flaws and also can hide some of the characteristics.
It's funny, I had wine last night and it was, I had a bottle that was in the freezer and then a bottle that was in the fridge.
Yeah.
And the bottle in the freezer, sometimes I really like cold wine, especially on a hot day.
Sure.
But it almost took away the flavor, like I couldn't even enjoy it. It was almost hard going down.
Right.
You know, where I'm like, ooh, I gotta, you know, let that kind of settle and like warm up a little bit almost.
You're right.
It wasn't as enjoyable as the wine that was just in the fridge, but I've also gone to dinner or out for drinks and it's not cold enough, you know, so
Totally.
especially when it's hot out. And, you know,
Ice baths always help.
Oh, yeah.
But that is a thing. So, like, let's say you're having a dinner party and, hi Andy, you're having a dinner party and you open this bottle of white and you're like, oh man, this is not as good as I had hoped. A way to cover up that problem is to put your wine in the freezer and then you can't taste the flaws. So just like you can't taste the good things about that wine, you're not going to taste the flaws either. So if you're trying to just get it on the table, it is drinkable, but it's just not your favorite. Chill the hell out of it, and then drink it, and then you're good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's always good to know those little tips and tricks too when you're having dinner, because what I find, I might like a certain varietal, but then what does everyone else like?
Right.
You know, so if you're having a dinner party and you don't know what everybody drinks, do you typically get multiple of the same bottles, or do you like to try a bunch of different? Because if you run out of one bottle, then you know.
I agree. You know, I kind of always have my standard crowd pleasers. I do one wine that's sweet because there's a lot of people out there. I've found that people that like sweet wine, they only drink sweet wine.
Yep.
Right? So I always have like, and that's not an expensive thing to have. A Moscato's like $12.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, you can buy nicer Moscatos and Rieslings. I like a Riesling. So I always keep something like that. Is the chilling thing only for whites or for reds as well? I'll get to that question. Yeah, thanks, Bo. So the Moscato I always keep, and then I like go somewhere like easy, like a Pinot Grigio. I call it the kind of the Bud Light of wine. Like everyone can drink a Pinot Grigio.
Yeah, I think I'm back to that now. I go through stages. I go through a Chardonnay, then Sauvignon Blanc, then I got really sick off Sauvignon Blanc, so I can't drink that. Back to Chardonnay. Yep.
And Chardonnay is, you know, my least favorite varietal. I can drink an expensive Chardonnay. Like, I hate to sound like a princess, but
you like what you like.
If I'm drinking a Chardonnay, it has to be expensive. And a Moscato or a Riesling, I'll drink whatever.
Yeah.
A Pinot Grigio, same thing. Pinot Grigio is easy. Like, I've had Echo de Monte from Dion's. Okay, well, I'm waiting on my chicken tenders. And I don't know what time. We're not going to talk about the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know. So chilling for reds and whites, definitely you should chill a red. One thing that, you know, we all put our reds in a wine cooler. Bo, your dad has that big, beautiful wine cooler. He's putting those wines at 55 degrees. That's your typical chill spot for wine. 55 to 65 degrees. I like 65. I don't like it like overly cold, especially for a heavy red. Like a Pinot Noir, I'm good at like 60. But a Cab, I like 65, even 70 degrees. because too cold on a red is really hiding all of those really beautiful things about it.
Do you have any tricks for people who might not have a wine cellar or a wine fridge? I used to have a wine fridge and it had the red on the bottom and white on the top.
Right.
I don't have that anymore. And when you go to a liquor store or a wine shop,
it's all on the shelf.
It's all on the shelf. And do you know what is that literally room temperature where it could be?
Absolutely not in Key West.
Yeah.
You're talking room temperature in Key West is like
80 something.
75 degrees, really. And that's if they have the air conditioning going high. So like I like this little ice bucket that I bought on Amazon. So it's $20. I keep it on top of my fridge. And before I have a party, I take it out and I throw all of my whites in here an hour before.
Oh,
and I get them nice and cold.
Yep.
And then the reds, I throw in either the refrigerator or the ice bucket for 20 minutes.
Oh, nice.
So
that's all it needs.
Yeah, and my wine teacher used to always say, keep your whites in the refrigerator, and we're talking like just your regular fridge, not your wine fridge, for an hour or two, and pull them out 20 minutes before you're going to serve them, and put your reds in 20 minutes before you're going to serve them. So you kind of do a little switcheroo. And then whenever everybody's ready, you open them all your wines, and everything's at the right temperature.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thanks. All right. So,
you do throw great parties, by the way. Love, like, whether it's like...
party we did?
I honestly think it was like Fantasy Fest.
Oh, God.
Which was so far up. But, like, you know, you always have the cheese and the wine and the food. We made little pizzas one time. Like, everybody's making their own pizza. But you always have, like, great wine to go with it. And that's another one of my favorite things is learning the wine and what to pair.
Oh, okay. That's a great point. So, for champagne, when do you drink champagne? Do you have any idea? When is appropriate to drink champagne?
On days that end in Y? No.
Yes. And what time of the day?
Anytime?
Correct.
Morning, noon, or night?
Morning, noon, or night. I agree. So I drink champagne in the morning. I drink champagne. I don't know who's messaging me on Facebook. I'm so sorry. I can't read it right now. Anytime, correct, Farah.
Yeah.
You know, if you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't sleep, I mean, maybe a little glass of champagne might help.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Well, to me, a little Golden Girls and a glass of champagne, and I'm out.
There's nothing wrong with it. No one's judging.
So, Farah says, that's a good point about different reds at different temps. I used to drink only at room temperature, but depends on what it is. Absolutely, it depends. Like Pinot Noirs, I think really taste nice chilled. Like the lighter, maybe that's a thing. I don't know if that is a thing, but for me it's a thing. The lighter the red, the colder I like it. The heavier the red, I kind of just chill it just slightly.
Yeah.
So I guess I should have chilled our next wine. Pairing. Sorry. I'm a little spacey today. Surprise, surprise. Pairing for a champagne. Honestly, champagne is the universal pair. If you're ever at a dinner party, or let's say you go to a dinner with your boyfriend and your boss is taking you guys to dinner and he hands you the wine list and he goes, order anything you want. Mm-hmm. And you want to make sure it goes with everything on the menu. Champagne is your most intelligent response.
Really?
Like yes.
Okay.
It goes with any food.
And is it to start with that mostly, or
I mean, it is a great palate cleanser, but it will go throughout any meal for sure.
That's really good to know. Not that I go to a lot of dinners anymore.
Right now. Yeah, that's right.
But that can be very overwhelming when the pressure's on and you're responsible for choosing the wine.
It is. So I've been doing these wine classes for 8 years now, and one of my really good friends, her husband became partner at his law firm, and she calls me and she says, I'm in the bathroom at Ruth Chris and his boss just handed me the wine list and thank you so much. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Thank you so much for teaching me how to order something that everyone will like.
Oh,
she's
nice.
like, I went with a Pinot Grigio and I went with a California Cab.
Awesome.
And she was so excited that the boss was super impressed that she did so well in her selections.
Well, I think even being confident enough to be like, even if you don't necessarily know exactly what you're selecting,
right?
Just having some sort of an idea and, you know, again, confidence of saying, yeah, I'll pick the wine, and, you know, I don't think you can really go wrong, especially at a restaurant, you know, that they have a, you know, extensive wine list.
But it's so extensive too. It can be overwhelming,
absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the hard part.
Yeah.
You know, you get handed that book and you're like, this is 8 pages long, and everyone's staring at me. So, okay, so our next wine is Route 1, and I did post this on Facebook for everyone to purchase. So it's called Route 1 Carmenere, and this is from Chile. And I know that some of you went out and bought it, and I'm super excited about that. So if everyone is ready, let's go ahead and we're gonna do the swirl, sniff, sip. Lindsay and I are gonna go over what we smell, even what we see, and what we taste. So on wine, whenever they call it sight. So you're looking at the color of the wine. So you hold it up to something white and you kind of tilt your glass to the side and you look at the color, and this is definitely very ruby in color, dark fruit. So the color of the wine is also going to help you pick out the fruits that you're tasting in the wine. So this is super dark. So what berries are we going to pick? Dark berries. So what berries are dark berries? Blackberry, cherry. Plum, even plum, cherry. So let's see if the sight, the nose, and the palate all match up. So we're gonna give it a nice big swirl. I like to put it on the table and give it a swirl, but I give it a good one. I spilled it on myself so many times.
I know,
like it's so embarrassing.
White couch cushions.
They're outside couches. So now give it a big sniff. A very distinctive flavor to Chilean and Argentinian wines is going to be your very first sniff. And I bet you're smelling it and you're not sure what it is.
It's almost like smoky.
Good. What about maybe some bell pepper?
Ooh, yeah.
Right? So Chilean and Argentinian wines are super famous for that one smell. If you're doing a blind tasting and someone says, smell this wine, if the minute you smell bell pepper, Chilean and Argentinian wine.
And I love wine from those regions.
I do too. I love the price point as well. This was $11.50. Super great price. It's a twist cap. Not my favorite, but I get it. It definitely does stay fresh longer with the, not fresh longer, but fresh. It's less likely to come out a bad bottle with a twist cap. A cork is something that can let air in and out. So the twist cap is a little more reliable. So on the nose, we're going to swirl it. And the reason you swirl is because alcohol sits like a fog on top of your wine. And whenever you swirl it, you're lifting that fog off of the wine so you can actually smell what's going on in the glass. So
definitely smell the pepper.
Now that's almost all you smell,
my gosh,
right?
Yeah.
So try it with the pepper jack cheese would be a great choice. So the Route 1 Carmenere is originally from the Bordeaux region. So in the late 1800s, what happened was this nasty little bug called phylloxera. Phylloxera is an avid, and it is aphid. I'm saying that wrong. It's a little bug, okay? And it likes wine stock. So this bug, phylloxera, decides to destroy my favorite thing in the world, all wine grapes. All the vineyards started coming down with this bug all over their vines, and they didn't know how to get rid of it. So thankfully, this scientist from Denison, Texas, he figured out how to fix the problem of the phylloxera virus, and he grafted the root of the wine, the vines of the wine grape with non-wine grape vines. Does that make sense?
Non-wine grape, yeah.
So he literally took,
Oh, okay.
like if this was a vine, he would cut it in half, and he would put half over here, and then he would take another vine and cut it in half and put them together and then wrap them together, and the grafting of the two types of grapes created a resistance to the phylloxera. And his name was Thomas Munson, and Thomas Munson is one of my personal heroes. I mean, we wouldn't have wine today really if it wasn't for him figuring this out.
Wow.
So Thomas Munson immediately told everyone. Then in that time, people from France were moving to South America, to Chile and Argentina, and bringing great like vine stock, root stocks with them. And that's why you have, so this picture is a root stock. So these people are bringing these root stocks from France and Italy, everywhere, all over the world, to Chile and Argentina, and replanting them. And there's something about the soil in Chile and Argentina that the phylloxera did not either like, or it just never actually reached to that region.
Okay.
So most of the wines that you're getting from those areas are going to be true vines, which is really interesting, right? So it's
Yeah.
never been grafted. It's the actual vine.
Oh my gosh.
So, like I said, the Carmenere is a varietal that is from the Bordeaux region, and the Bordeaux region is famous for Cabs and Merlots, or your two typical Bordeauxs that you're going to know about. But it's also known for Petit Verdot, Cab Franc, and Malbec. So a lot of the Malbec, right? So we find that in Chile and Argentina. The Carmenere is kind of like the lost varietal of the Bordeaux area. What else can I tell you about this? So the nose on this, we're going to go ahead and give it a swirl and a sniff. So the pepper is definitely the predominant nose. Black fruit, we already said, but let's go ahead and taste it, and let's talk about sweetness. Definitely get it on the tip of your tongue first. Tell me about what's going on the top of your tongue. How tannic is it? So you're talking sandpaper. Is it rip your tongue off? Is it just a slight little skid of sandpaper across the top of your tongue? Or is it, what do you think?
Yeah, like a lighter sandpaper.
Very light, right?
Like a 6. I don't know why I go with numbers. I feel
No, I
like,
like
always like, how many drinks a week do you have? Like, I hate that question when the doctor asks that.
Right?
Like,
6?
I'm like, well, either way, am I an alcoholic? No, but it's a light sandpaper.
Right. The answer is no. You're not an alcoholic. And then the acidity, like we said, is on the side of your mouth.
Okay.
And I would give this like a 5 on the acid. It's not really acidic. It's nice and smooth.
It's very smooth, yeah.
Right? The burn on the back of the throat, it's medium.
Yeah, it has a little bit more burn than it does the acidity
Right.
or the,
Let's cover
the
that up.
roughness.
So the acid on this, or the alcohol on this, is 13.5%. So that is medium plus. A high alcohol, you're talking California Cabs, 16, 14. 14 is like a high for European wines, but 14 to 16 is a California number, really.
Oh, really?
More so.
Okay.
Yeah. 14.5 is a normal high. When it goes that much more, I don't like it. It's too much for
Yeah.
me. It really kind of kills the flavor of the wine, and all you're really tasting is that burn. Not so much my thing. So this is aged in French oak and American oak, just like the last wine that we had last week. It was half American oak, half French oak. Now the American oak is going to contribute to the baking spices, vanilla, all of those like nice smooth things, and the French oak is going to contribute to more pepper. So the varietal is giving off the pepper, and the soil is giving off the pepper, but then the oak just really kicks up that spice a little more.
Okay. And when you
Yeah.
say aged in oak, but then bottled
Correct.
with a twist off. Is that...
That's normal.
Okay.
So aged in oak, this one is aged for 10 months. So they make it in the barrels like the normal in the steel, and then they move it to oak and let it rest for 10 months on the American and French oak.
Okay.
Then they put it in bottles.
Okay.
So, and then some places ask for the wine to sit in the bottle for X amount of time. I would say this one, I don't know how long it has sat, the Brut one. I would say maybe 6 months, but probably not very long. This is a 2018, so it's probably pretty much out the door.
Yeah.
You know, harvested in November of 2018, then it sits on the oak for 10 months, and then it's, you know, in the store. So
Such a great price point.
it's a delicious wine for that price point. So Lindsay understands higher end wine because the wine shop she works in does have a really nice expensive wine. So for her to agree that these are really nice wines at a really good value really helps me, you know, prove my point that you can get a great bottle of wine for under $20. So pairing for this, bacon, one of my favorite things, even though I'm a pescatarian. I'm a bacon pescatarian. So
Fish wrapped in bacon.
fish wrapped in bacon, grilled, sounds good. Spanish tapas, paella. My brother makes some of the best paella. Grilled meats, so brisket from like across the street at
The dirty pig.
the Dirty Pig.
Yeah.
And pasta, spicy food. Just think Spanish food, and this is perfect. Spanish food is grilling meats and spicy things.
And you know what's great too, whether you're here in Key West or elsewhere, if you have those types of restaurants and you want to, you know, shop locals, support locals, anybody, you know, to go, I'm not sure, you know, like Santiago's, but there is that great menu on Facebook that you can go to and see to-go menus, specifically in Key West.
Yeah.
But grab a bottle of that wine and then indulge in the food, or you know, and it's just it's that would definitely, that I can taste like the paella with this. Or,
Right? I know. Or how about those dates, those bacon wrapped dates with the blue cheese? Oh my god, that'd be so good with this wine.
Yeah. What is it? 0.5 or 915. They have those, and then across the street they have an awesome barbecue sauce they actually make with smuggler whiskey.
Where? At Bien? Or
At the Dirty Pig.
Oh, the Dirty Pig.
Yeah, so it's made with whiskey, and it is phenomenal.
My friend Chris that lives upstairs right here, he it works at the Dirty Pig. Yes, bacon. Someone bring us bacon. Ooh, you know what I have? I'm gonna make us. I have jalapeno cheese stuffed wrapped in bacon.
Oh, I've made those before.
Yeah, I made the bunch last month and then put them in the freezer. So, cheers. Thank you for joining me today. And hey, this wine ain't that bad. That's the name of my show.
This wine ain't that bad.
This wine ain't that bad. Do you guys have any questions that are watching online? I don't know if I missed anything. I feel like I got everything. Brian, bring us bacon. Well, thank you guys for joining me. Again, would love tips. If you want to tip, you don't have to. Please don't ever feel like if you're watching that you have to do that. I'm here to just do this for something that I love and support my company, Kinky Wine Rubber, and to just support also my liquor rep friends. I have asked all of them to let me know which wines they want me to talk about. If they sell it, anything under, thank you Patty, anything under $20 I'll go out and buy. That's really my budget right now, with, you know, our lovely state not providing unemployment to us. So we're all kind of, you know, doing our thing, and I have faith, I always have, that everything will be okay. You know, don't worry ever about a thing.
Because every little thing's gonna be alright, Mom.
Exactly.
What else can you do besides drink and stay positive?
Absolutely. So we're staying positive here, trying to stay healthy and have a little fun and share our knowledge. So, and again, if you have a friend or family member that needs help, last week you guys really were amazing to me, and I raised enough money to give my cousin, who's a cab driver in Colombia, enough money to pay his rent and pays for his groceries. That was really fantastic. So it felt really nice to call him and say, hey, I got you for the next 30 to 45 days.
Oh my God.
And
beautiful.
yeah, it was. That was what I did with my stimulus money. I gave him a portion of that, and then you guys all donated money for that. But you know, this time I think I would like to either give to Sister Seasons, who has helped me out before in times of need. So, you know, part of it will help me, and part of it will help my community for people that need groceries or anything, you know. If someone needs whatever, their electric bill paid, I'll go pay it. It's right across the street from me. So
yeah, I think the hardest thing too right now is, you know, a lot of us haven't been in this situation before where we are in need and we do need help. So, you know, if you are one of those people, or you know someone, like, don't hesitate to reach out to us, reach out to Angela, reach out to myself, or anyone, you know, because right now is the time to really support each other. And if you feel like there might be somebody, or even yourself, who needs something, it's definitely a weird time. Like, I can feel it myself where I'm like, okay, I'm running out of money too, but I'm not used to asking for help. Like, even growing up, I never really asked, you know.
Me either.
For anything. So but it's a humbling moment as well, because we're all in the same boat, so we all kind of know what each other's going through regardless.
Absolutely. You know, I think it's a really huge lesson for all of us. This entire pandemic is a huge lesson on so many levels, and I could completely talk about that for a while, but the biggest thing that I'm watching, for me at least in the last couple of days, is the ability to receive. I'm always a person that gives, and receiving has always been something that's not easy for me. Like, I have a really hard time accepting help on any level, and I'm always, you know, I give and I give and I give, and then I kind of sometimes forget about myself. You know, and like, what do I need to do for me? So I think we all need to, like, really be conscientious of what do we have to offer. I don't necessarily have money to offer right now, but I have my wine knowledge. You know, thankfully I'm a wino, and I have some things to talk about.
And you have friends that like wine.
And my friends are faithful enough to watch me drink wine and have fun with it. But if there's, you know, anything I can give, I'm always here to give. And if you want to donate, I'm always here to receive too. Mm-hmm. So
I love, like, what you just said as far as finding what you can do.
Yeah.
And it might not be money, but it might, you know, be the wine knowledge, and people can sit at home as they are and enjoy that bottle of wine with you and learn something. And I think that's bringing a smile to people's faces, and that's what we really need to keep promoting.
Cheers, Farah. Cheers, Linz. Thank you, guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you paying attention and listening to me talk about wine. I could do this all day long. And next time, what wine are we going to do next time, guys? Don't leave me yet. Do we want to do, I know that this was a hard wine. I heard from some of my friends that they had a hard time finding this wine. So what if we don't do a specific bottle, but let's do a specific varietal? Let's do 2 bottles next time. Let's do a California Cab, you pick. Try to keep it around $20, or, you know, 20 to 25 max. And then let's do an Oregon Pinot Noir in the same price range.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
And we'll talk about those 2 areas, and we'll talk about similar characteristics on the flavor profile. And then that way everybody has wine to drink, and we can kind of share some stuff in common. So, yeah?
Sounds good.
All right, cool. Thank you, guys.
Good night.
Oh, I love Petite Syrah, Beau. Bring me a Petite Syrah. But definitely text me, message me your recommendations for any class. Definitely, let's do a Petite Syrah soon. Those were kind of harder to find, Bo, in that price range. But I think we could do something. I think just even a Syrah would be a good choice, too. So, all right. Farah, you're so sweet. Thank you. Another good show.
Aww.
Brian from the Green Parrots on here. BZ.
Hey.
So next week we're gonna do rooftop at the Rum Bar. BZ, you're gonna saber. I'm gonna teach you how to saber.
Oh, he'll get it. First try.
He'll get it.
I had stage fright. I finally stopped shaking.
Hi, Lulu.
Lulu.
He says, yeah, I know, that's why. Yeah. So if anybody has like a venue they want me to come over, like I think one person I feel safe and comfortable with, Lindsay and I are spitting in this direction and not at each other. So we're trying to stay as safe as we can. Really, this is the closest we've been all day. But we're about to go for a nice bike ride and watch the sunset. We're so lucky to live on this amazing island. I know a lot of us are cooped up where it's raining in Oklahoma. My poor mom hasn't left the house in weeks, and that's tough. But
Yeah, my family's in Mass. I thought about going up there for a minute.
I don't know if I would go. Just
Yeah.
send him a video.
Yeah, let's just send a video.
So, all right, guys,
Enjoy your wine.
enjoy your wine. Message me with any ideas for the next one or following classes. I'm going to do this every Wednesday until I would love to come over with the dogs. Yeah, Wine Wednesday. Every Wednesday, I'm going to do this. Even if I start working again in the next, I don't know, whenever we're going to ever start working. Hi, Mom. Mom, did you see I have makeup on? I know you're excited about me putting on makeup today.
Aw,
I love you, Mom.
love you, Mom.
So, Bo, next, not this coming Wednesday, but in 2 Wednesdays, we'll do it at your house, and you and I can talk about which wines we want to do. That would be fun. All right. Love you guys.